Oh, we're live now?
We're live now.
Arts duty.
So don't moon the camera. I know it'll be
Why
difficult.
would you give him ideas?
Now, front moons don't count, right? You didn't specify.
I guess not.
Okay.
No, we'd get our channel banned.
From where? The internet?
The internet, yeah.
I've seen way more than that on the internet.
Seen worse on the internet?
I've seen better.
Oh,
Let's face it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode number 903 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
How's it going there, sir?
Been real busy, but it's going well. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's
Is he
good.
doing what?
Can't complain. Oh, just family stuff.
Oh.
Just been a busy week.
Yep.
The answer was supposed to be he's having his bath.
I don't understand.
And I would say, oh, really? Where are they hosing him down?
Wow, that was a Pee Wee Herman reference.
That was a Pee Wee Herman reference.
Wow, it took me a
You
minute.
got it. You got it.
Oh,
It was a Francis Buxton reference, if I remember Francis's last name correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember Francis's last name.
Yeah.
Joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Now, that's not accurate. I'm clearly bathed in the warm glow of heaven itself.
Clearly, yeah.
We've reached that time of year.
It's a sunny day.
It is a sunny day.
Oh.
A
La-di-da.
rare treat for the Pacific Northwest.
A rare treat.
A rare tweet.
Yeah, it's nice. My family and I, we went and we ate lunch in the park today.
Oh,
It was very nice.
Oh, with each
did
other?
you bring a picnic lunch?
We brought, picnic lunch. We ate lunch with each other on a blanket. It was great.
Very nice.
So nice. The weather is so nice. Yeah, it's about 70 degrees, sunny,
Yeah.
not a cloud in the sky. Perfect.
What's in a Johnston family picnic lunch?
Oh, it's we went to Jimmy John's, got
There you
sandwiches
go.
Ah, there
Yep.
it is. Yeah.
and ate outside.
You say picnic, but we just went to a.
Well, if you eat anything outside, it's a picnic.
I guess.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
And you opted for not the worst possible subs, but close.
I like Jimmy John's.
Do you really?
I do actually. Yeah.
I mean, if that's all that is available, sure.
Yeah.
I would go there over Subway.
Well, we have it. We also have a
you go there
Jersey
over Subway
Mike's.
because you
Yeah,
can't get out
Jersey
of Subway
Mike's, too.
for less than like $60 if you have like 3 people with you.
That is true.
It's so expensive now.
Yeah, we have a Jersey Mike's nearby as well
Okay.
that can be fine in a pinch. Sure.
I'd
Yeah,
go with
you-
Jersey
I'm
Mike's over Jimmy
Capable
John's.
of being edible.
you would take that over Jimmy John's?
I would. I
Ah,
would.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Jimmy John's.
Okay. Well, I'm glad
But
you
anyway, yeah. Well, let's talk about more fast food places.
do. Okay.
You like Jack in the Box? What are your feelings on Jack in the Box?
I do not like Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
I'm no fan of Jack in the Box.
No.
I don't remember ever eating Jack in the Box.
I haven't eaten in a Wendy's in a while either.
I eat at Wendy's somewhat regularly because it's one of the very few food options in the town in which I work.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
I'm a
we
fan.
end up. I mean, I like Wendy's. I'd rather have Wendy's than
What about
let's say
Sonic?
Burger King.
What about Sonic? Where does Sonic go for you?
I can't eat at Burger King.
Well, it's because Burger King is terrible.
Yeah, legitimately. But the last
Mm.
2 times I ate at Burger King, I got food poisoning.
Ooh,
Oh,
like full on, like
And they were
legit,
years apart.
like legit
Oh.
food poisoning.
Yes.
Wow.
was it the same location though?
No.
Okay.
And like I said, it was like 4 years apart. 4 years apart,
Yeah.
2 different locations, food poisoning both times. I can't even look at a Burger King.
That'll
Wow.
definitely put you off.
Yeah.
Sneak king through your colon.
Any food joint. What about Arby's? How do you feel about Arby's?
I like Arby's quite a bit.
You
I
got to
like
drive.
Arby's.
You got to drive a half hour to get to an Arby's. The Arby's in this province.
Oh, really?
These
Yeah.
single Arby's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arby's
There's
got a
fly
bad
in their
rep.
curly
Half an hour. I
fries,
think it's like 45 minutes.
specially
because of the
imported curly
Simpsons.
fries. What's that? Simpsons? You like
Arby's,
you like it
Arby's
because
got a
of the-
bad rep because of The Simpsons.
Well, that's true.
Noted fast food connoisseur Bill Oakley, formerly of The Simpsons, has denounced that joke for
I don't remember the joke.
poisoning public opinion. I believe there was an episode where the kids all got stranded on an island, like all the
Yes.
school kids, and it was like a Lord of the Flies kind of riff. And
I
they were all
remember
sitting
that.
around a campfire talking about how hungry they are. And one of the two little girl twins, Sherry and Terry,
Yep,
Yeah,
I wanna
Sherry
say-
and Terry.
one of them says, "I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's," and all the other kids are just like, "Oh no." You know, that's the worst possible fate.
There's certainly worse in terms of.
But
fast
I
food.
like Arby's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Except for the roast beef. That's not very good.
Yeah.
Remember Dan Leahy
You-
really liked
you're-
Arby's.
You're more of a market fresh sandwich person.
No, I just get the apple turnovers.
Here you go.
Get a couple apple turnovers, put a little of that horsey sauce on it.
So what about
some jalapeno poppers?
Absolutely.
Yum.
what about Popeyes? You guys into Popeyes or what?
I prefer Popeyes over KFC.
Well, you should prefer everything over KFC. That's, I mean, that's not really saying much. That's kind of insulting to Popeyes.
Yeah,
to be
I
honest.
suppose.
KFC
I've only eaten Popeyes maybe like twice in the last 10 years.
KFC has that new what's it? Chizza?
Yeah.
calling it?
Yeah.
I don't think they have that here.
Pizza.
They're selling it as a pizza, but the crust is chicken.
Oh God.
But it's just chicken parm. It's just a chicken
I know
parm.
they could have called it that.
Yeah. But people wouldn't be
They wouldn't
making
know what that
YouTube
is.
videos about KFC is selling chicken parm,
Yeah.
but they will make videos about their crazy
I have
new-
heard that like a chicken parm sandwich is supposedly very good.
Yeah.
I've heard.
I mean, I like
I haven't
the
had
chicken
a chicken
parm.
parm sandwich, but I hear it's good.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's a low news week. We're
Still going.
stretching this out.
I mean,
All right.
it's not out of the ordinary for me and Greg to be going on like this, but usually CJ is kind of wrapping it up like 10 minutes ago.
That's true.
So anyway,
That's
guys, you want to
true.
talk about games?
You want to talk about video games? No, not much has really happened this week.
Is that right?
We have a rumor that there's a PS5 Pro that's going to launch this holiday, and of course it's the usual type of thing. It's just better specs, 33 teraflops, faster rendering.
I love a good teraflop.
How many
ray
teraflops is the regular
tracing.
PlayStation 5?
I don't know. I only remember that the Series X is 16 teraflops.
How many teraflops is PS5?
Yeah.
10.28 teraflops.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Wow, so 13. That's like a lot more. Well,
That's like
No,
almost three more.
7 more. teraflops.
33 is what I said.
Oh,
Oh, I
33.
thought you said 13. 33?
33
Three times as
and
many
a half.
teraflops.
That's a lot of
Teraflops.
teraflops.
My goodness.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a whole new generation of system.
And is this going to be a smaller system?
I remember when Nintendo released
know.
their 16 teraflop Super Nintendo.
That was pretty good.
That's not what
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
No?
The teraflop wars of the 90s.
Yep. Still got
I did the
scars.
math.
Did you
We
really?
all had to do the math back then.
Everyone was doing
Hmm.
math wrong though. That was the thing that was kind of a bummer.
It didn't
Oh.
matter. It's you know what it is? It's that new math that the kids are learning these days.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, for your 8K televisions that I know you both have,
No.
there will be a performance mode for that.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go. Coming to a retail shelf or online retailer near you this
Possibly.
holiday. Apparently, it's rumored PS5 Pro. So,
I see.
well, how do you guys feel about that? Would you be upgrading
No,
just based on the spec sheet?
no.
Let me ask you this. Can we use our Patreon funds to do it? My answer will vary.
Maybe.
No, we're gonna
depending on
need
your
a board
answer.
meeting, and we're gonna need unanimous.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
need to vote on this.
Yeah,
I would imagine I would not spend my own money.
I don't even want to spend the show's money on that.
Yeah, I'll probably upgrade.
Really?
You know, yeah.
But you
Faster
upgraded.
performance, faster
Did you upgrade
loading.
in the previous generation?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I went
Hmm.
PS4. Pro.
You're an iterative console guy.
I am because
Really
I'm
are.
playing newer titles like Helldivers 2 and Alan Wake 2, although I never finished that one.
Wait, what?
Well,
So I feel like the kinds of games that I might want to play would benefit from this potentially. So
Okay. No, but the reason I was saying that was just because you upgraded. Did you upgrade your? You did the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
And you did
So
the
bad.
Switch OLED.
Yeah.
And back before back when the specs really just meant different colors, you upgraded your DS and your 3DS multiple times, and your Game
Almost
Boys.
weekly.
and-
that's true.
Yeah,
I got the
so that's what I'm
XL.
saying. You're an iterative console kind of guy.
That's true. That's true. If I like a
So-
console, I'm going to buy the iterations. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
on the flip
will
side,
for sure buy this. Yeah.
I usually stick with, if I get a launch console, I stick with it. Unless there's like, I mean, I got a GBA SP because the GBA screen was so hard
Yeah,
to
that's
see.
different.
But
Yeah.
but I didn't do so. An iterative consoles this generation feels a little bit weird because boy, did it take a long time for this to become the primary generation of consoles. Like they've been supporting. I mean, I guess they're technically not anymore, but they supported the previous generation for like 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like with AAA releases, like, it wasn't
Yeah.
just like people were getting the rest of the games out the door. So that's why it's always a little bit surprising to me to realize just how old this console generation is, because it doesn't feel like it.
Oh no, it does not.
It felt like it took forever for it to get off the ground.
Well, part of that was COVID.
Was it? I don't
was
really think it
during-
was, because it's more of,
Yeah.
part of it was
And
on the PlayStation side, the shortages.
Yeah.
So I guess that was COVID technically.
Supply chain. Yeah. That was
Well,
COVID.
yeah, supply chain has become code for greed, but we, but the fact that they continue to support the PS4 so heavily,
Yeah.
just made it feel like the generation just took forever to start, and now we're
it did,
to the point
yeah.
where we really should be talking about a new generation of consoles
Yeah.
on the PS5 and the Xbox Series anyway. But we're not. We're talking about the iterations finally.
Are we to the point though where it's just going to be iterative from here on out, where there's not going to be like a major shift in graphical performance anyway? Like it's not like anybody necessarily is going to make different kinds of games with the specs of these new machines, right?
I mean, I guess you could make that argument about the last like 3 generations. They're
I
making
guess you
different
could.
kinds
That's
of
true.
games.
Yeah. We're still playing the same kinds of games as we were playing on the 360 and PS3.
Right. I don't know. I mean, it's been diminishing returns for years now.
Yeah.
Not that the new consoles aren't exciting. I mean, I was excited to get this round of consoles, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the next Switch will be the same. If it's a Switch, it'll feel more like an iteration. Not that there's anything
for
wrong
sure.
with that, but
And I'll buy it. Buy that too.
yeah.
Big surprise. All right.
This is why I'm just holding out for the Amico.
Oh, I have some bad
You keep
news.
holding out for that.
We should during our board meeting we can talk about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My pre-order's still safe, right?
I'm sure the pre-order's safe. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Did you pre-order the special purple version that GameStop had?
Well,
'Cause
yeah, of course. I
bored.
paid the extra money and everything. I have a stack of boxes of Amico games that they sold me like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
just waiting for me to scan those NFT cards.
I believe it's NFC.
No, I'm pretty sure he said NFT, right? The blockchain, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank God we're not talking about that stuff anymore. Right?
I'm literally
NFTs
I'm talking about it right
pretty much
now.
dried up. Yeah. Yeah, but you're being facetious.
That's gross.
He's always come back to poop with you.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Phil
I
is
said
always
PJ.
facetious.
I just said it was gross.
That's your middle name.
Gross?
Yep.
Oh.
All right. And really the only other thing worth talking about, I think, is that Exoprimal's 4th season starts soon, and it has a Mega Man collaboration
Oh my goodness.
in it, where you can get Mega Man skins for your Exoprimal fighter. And
I'm all in.
one of the bosses now, one of the things that you'll fight in Exoprimal is going to be the Yellow Devil. Yeah.
Wow.
The what?
The Yellow Devil, not you.
Nobody calls me chicken. You get it?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Back to the Future
That's pretty
2.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
It's good. It's good.
I'm all in.
So yeah, starting April 17th and going to July 11th in Exoprimal, the 4th season of content there.
Oh my.
Exoprimal is a really good game, guys.
A lot of seasons.
It's really good.
I haven't
play
played
on
it.
Xbox. It's on Game Pass, so that makes that easy.
Yeah, but I gotta download it.
No, you don't. You can stream it.
Yeah, but
Don't even have to download it.
yeah, but I gotta turn on my Xbox.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Struggle is real.
Israel. All right. Let's
Yeah.
get to what you've been playing 17 minutes into the podcast. Phil,
Yes?
why don't you tell us about what you've been playing?
What have I been playing? How about what I've been eating? You know, I went to the other day,
Burger
McDonald's, grabbed me one of those Shamrock shakes. You know, 'tis the season and all. My goodness.
Did you get any of that manga or anime style sauce they have?
Hey, you know what? Since we're on the subject,
McDonald's? What's that?
Yeah,
Yeah, McDonald's.
since we're on the subject, can someone explain that to me?
Explain
Okay,
what?
So, you
The
know
McDonald's
Japan, right?
thing. No, I mean seriously, why? I don't understand the whole W thing. Like,
So
it's-
in anime series, ziz, plural.
Multiple.
Yeah. I cannot name one off the top of my head, but
so far so good.
but I've seen screenshots of anime that I do not recognize.
Hmm.
But in some anime shows, when they want their characters to go to a fast food restaurant
Okay.
and they want it to, you know, maybe it's like a slice of
Evoke.
life anime or something, and they
Yeah.
want to have it be like a realistic setting. They want their characters to go to McDonald's, but of course they don't want to pay McDonald's. So
This is
what
in
they will
manga as
do is
well,
they
not
will
just anime, but yeah.
turn the W upside down, the golden
mean the
arches,
M.
or
You mean
they'll
the
turn
M.
the golden arches upside down to form a W.
Yeah.
And they just call it WickDonald's.
So McDonald's is leaning into this then.
So McDonald's is leaning
Yeah.
into it. They've
Why?
created WickDonald's sauce,
Yeah, I've seen all that.
which tastes like
kids,
anime.
Kids love
Which
anime
tastes
now.
Anime. That's good.
I've tried. I've actually tried it, and it's
It is
pretty.
the most kawaii
Sweet
sauce
chili or something, or
you've ever done
it's got
seen.
it's got like red pepper flakes in it. It's got chili flakes in it. It's got a little kind of soy sauce flavor, a little kind of sweet and soury flavor, with the with that little peppery kick.
okay.
And it was not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just they're catering to anime nerds
Yeah.
with this
It's
promotion.
so
That's it.
weird and generic. I just don't like I've
Yes.
gone through with the drive-through with my kids, and they'll ask me, and I was like, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. It's not a specific license in any way. It's just them leaning into the generic,
Yes.
non actionable.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Although
Weird.
now I wonder.
Did they do it so that they can action it later?
Yeah, that's what.
That's the only thing I can think of.
That's right. Like all
Maybe
these
so.
anime shows are like, oh, this is really cute, but oh crap.
Now we have to turn the M only 90 degrees.
Yeah, now it'll be like
Yeah.
McDonald's or something.
McDonald's. Yeah. That's funny.
Anyway,
So,
sorry. I not the well, I mean this show's been off the rails since the introduction.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I figured if anybody would know, it would be one of you guys. So
Yes.
I know. I'm
My
not really
daughter is
any more
heavy
clear, but-
into Naruto now.
Oh, is that right?
Mhm.
Heavy into it. So she's feeling the manga and anime love for McDonald's, I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Taken after dad,
Yeah.
watching the anime. Does she get to watch? Do you watch Naruto with her?
I don't know, because that show is insufferable after about
Oh my!
a little bit.
You heard it here, anime fans.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's
CJ
not One
says
Piece.
Naruto is insufferable.
It's not One Piece.
Oh boy.
It's fine, you know.
Okay.
She's also playing the games.
Oh really?
Yeah. I got her it was on sale on Switch, the first 3 Ninja Storm games.
Okay.
So, and they're fighting games, and I was like, I don't know if you'd like these. These are fighting games. And it was on sale for $13 for 3 games. So I was like, all right, well, let's just try it. And she loves it.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah. She finished the first game and is like into the second game now. So
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
there you go.
what have you been playing, Phil?
What have I been playing? Well, I've been playing more Yakuza Like a Dragon. Still really just absolutely loving that game. My goodness. Just it's a million hours long, but I am not minding a single second of it. Although I am fast approaching the fabled difficulty spike that I have heard
Yeah,
so
you
much
mentioned
about.
that. You mentioned that last week, right?
Yeah, and I'm getting closer to it, and I'm really nervous about it
Hmm.
because earlier this week I had a few boss battles that were. I think did I have difficult boss battles last week as well? I can't remember.
Possibly.
I wasn't
Okay.
listening.
Well, I'm still encountering very difficult battles, so I'm wondering if I'm underpowered already.
Maybe.
Which
But you can auto battle, right? You could just grind it out.
well,
No?
you can, but
Yeah,
also
you
it's
can.
like I don't trust auto battle.
No.
No, me
don't.
neither. Because I always feel like in any game I've ever used that it just uses up resources like crazy.
Exactly.
And to be fair, I'm guilty of the opposite problem where I hoard
Oh yeah.
potions
Oh.
and spells and magic
Yeah.
points and everything.
Stuff
like,
that
to the
you'll
point
never use.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what it just causes so much anxiety because I'll set it on like auto battle. And it's like so and so uses a potion. I'm like, they didn't really need a potion. Probably
Exactly.
could have survived anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The enemies,
And I
the
never
battle's
use it
going to be over in the next hit.
Yeah.
You used a potion.
Yep.
Loser.
I don't trust it. Never have, never will.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely loving it. Played some more of I know I've talked about this on the show for Steam. Logi Art Grimoire, the
Yeah.
Jupiter developed Picross game that does not have the Picross branding because Nintendo owns the word Picross, I believe.
Yep.
But
Just like McDonald's
Jupiter,
owns McDonald's now.
this is Wicross. It's different because it's upside it's got the W. It's upside down.
That's right.
This game, which is currently on Steam, it was in early access. It just came out of early access, so it is now with I don't know if it's a 1.0 but it's.
Do you know if it changed that much?
Well, they did add a bunch of puzzles to
Oh,
it.
okay. But in
Yes.
terms of gameplay, probably
Not really. No, I
Not
mean
so
it's
much.
Picross.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
already had a really good thing
Yeah.
going. It's not like they have to test
Yeah, Jupiter
mechanics that much.
has the bones of great Picross games already. So, and in April, it's coming to Switch. So if you don't want
That's
to
what
play
I'm
it on
excited
Steam,
about. Yeah. I'm
it's
excited
coming to
about that.
Switch. But
Not on
But-
sale for the spring sale.
what's that?
Steam spring sale is going on right now, and this game's on my wish list, but it's not on sale.
Oh, it's not on sale right now? Well, I mean,
No.
it did
I
just come
guess-
out of early access.
I
so,
guess that's true. but-
Yeah. Have you tried not being a cheapskate?
Wow.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ouch. Ouch. That was
But here's the thing. When it came out of early access, they had a little while ago a Kickstarter campaign to support the game. And of course, me being me and loving Picross as I do, I threw in a few bucks.
uh-huh.
And as a reward, I have a puzzle in that game now.
Really? Does it say this is Phil's puzzle?
It says
Whimsical
this
Phil's
puzzle is from Whimsical Phil.
Very nice.
Yes, there's a special mode, like a special menu option that got added with the 1.0 release or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And in it are all the backer puzzles along with a library of other new puzzles that are just from Jupiter. And yeah, one of them is indeed the Whimsical Phil puzzle.
Now, did you get to select the pixel item that was in your Phil puzzle?
So the way it
And
works,
is it a poop?
sadly, no. I will spoil that. Sadly, it is not poop.
Oh, is it a
Is
fart?
it really a whimsical Phil puzzle then?
That's the question that will be debated through the ages.
Is it aerosol cheese?
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you.
That'd be so funny.
Was
to
it,
finish it.
wait, didn't you
finish
call
a
him an
Picross
aerosol
puzzle.
cheese sommelier one? I still think about that. And that was years ago.
Aerosol
Probably
cheese
like over 10 years ago.
is delicious. My goodness.
So
It'd be so
gross.
funny to finish a Picross puzzle. You look at it like, what the hell is this? And it colors it in. And the answer
Aerosol
is
cheese.
aerosol cheese.
Aerosol cheese.
A non-actionable Velveeta logo on the side. Or
Yeah.
Welveeta.
Oh.
That's good stuff.
So the way it worked was the backers didn't get to draw anything, which
That's probably good.
Yeah, that's
that's
probably for the
very
best.
good. I would much rather trust puzzle generation to the people who have made dozens of Picross games as opposed to a bunch of nerds with too much disposable income.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was the backers, depending on how much you donated, that affected the size of your puzzle from like a 10 by 10 to I think like 40 by 40 possibly. Like if people threw in a ton of money, they could get a really big puzzle.
Mhm.
I settled for I want to say 20 by 15. So a nice mid-sized puzzle. And what they did,
Now, Phil, I know
yes.
that you love the Picross games.
Oh, I do.
And so when it came to backing this Kickstarter,
Yeah.
how much did you put in for this to make sure that it was a successful campaign? Like
Mhm.
basically what's your love of Picross worth to you?
I don't think it's necessary to go into details.
How much?
I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
I threw it was about
And for a
about
series you love.
well, that's just it, right?
I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I figured the price of a retail game,
Yeah. That's fair.
let's go.
fair. Yeah.
And the way it was presented, the puzzle generation was we got a survey to fill out.
Uh-huh.
And They had a huge list of subjects
Oh,
of the puzzle
yeah.
and a huge list of actions.
Was bodily functions on that list?
I looked again. I emailed them to say, did you perhaps leave something off? They assured me they did not.
Oh, damn.
So I could not get dinosaur pooping.
Mm.
Greg shaking his
bad.
head, but that
bad.
CJ was setting it up.
Yeah.
You can't blame me for that. So yeah,
How much do
got
you
to
think you
pick,
could have paid? How much
you
would
pick
have
a
to pay to
subject,
get
you
them
pick
to
a
do
predicate.
dinosaur pooping?
What's that?
How much would you have to throw in for them to do a custom dinosaur pooping?
I suppose I probably
Puzzle.
should have asked.
Yeah.
If I gave you guys $5,000, would you make a dinosaur pooping puzzle?
I bet you they would.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
I know.
You know what?
Uh,
Just call it dinosaur next to a dollop of aerosol cheese. And we'll call it even.
I mean, that's what dinosaur pooping would be, right?
I've been to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what it looks
Dinosaurs
like.
probably aren't able to digest aerosol cheese, and it would just come out the other end fully aerosoled.
I feel bad for the poor T-Rex whose little arms could barely even get the cheese out.
I know, and then the wiping, it would just, yeah.
We were having fun, CJ, and you went a little too far.
I guess so.
So I picked my subject, I picked my predicate.
Uh-huh.
They made the puzzle. Now, other than the subject of the puzzle, I did not know what it looked like until I updated the game.
Yeah.
And solved the puzzle on my own. And I will say I'm very delighted with how it turned out. So I highly recommend Picross fans go play Logia Art Grimoire.
Yep.
Go look for my puzzle.
I will be buying it on Switch.
Give it a solve. Good.
Yeah.
I will be double dipping.
I'm sure that you will.
To no one's surprise. But there we go. So I've been playing a bit of that. Speaking of Steam, I played another game on the Steam. And this one is called The Terror of Hemosaurus. Have you seen this game? Have you heard about this game?
A little bit.
Terror of Hemosaurus, which I will say you can currently get for Steam on what is it, Fanatical? Do you know that site, Fanatical?
I'm aware of it. Yes.
CJ knows it.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Fanatical, it's like a humble bundle type site.
Well, yeah, they sell generally cheap keys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's usually in a
Oh yeah, I've seen this name.
Sometimes in a bundle, sometimes not.
Yeah. And they one of their bundles that they have right now, I think you can get I think the cheapest option is like you get 3 games for $5. And among those, there are 2 Shantae titles.
Oh.
And Terror of Hemosaurus is one of them as well. So there's 3 great games right there you can get for 5 bones.
Nice.
And yeah, you know, they send you the Steam codes for them. But what this is, it's a Rampage knockoff.
Okay.
Yes. And you control, and multiple people can play. And you get to pick, you know, there's like a fake Godzilla, there's a fake Mecha Godzilla, there's a sloth or something like that. And yeah, you go through the city, you climb up buildings, you smash them, you eat people. People are running around on the street, you can kick them, you can pick them up and throw them at things. But what's kind of neat about it is that the buildings have physics to them. So if there's a very tall building, you can just kind of stand on the ground and smash one of the walls. And when the wall is destroyed, the whole building tips over. And if it hits another skyscraper, it causes like domino effects. And so you can cause loads of destruction. And it's very cute. And it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
So
This is out on console as well.
it is, and in fact, I was enjoying it so much on the Steam because I got it through one of these bundle things,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, I picked it up for the Switch as well, just
Nice.
to have it on there so I can play it on the go if I want or anything like that. So
Cool.
it's a fun little game. And then the other thing I got, the final thing I played this week, which I see we have all been playing,
Yes.
and that is, of course, the latest release in Digital Eclipse's Master Gold series. This is the second entry.
Wait, stop.
Gold
Reverse.
Master Series.
What did I say?
You said Master Gold. It's Gold Master.
Master Gold
That's different.
is the evil villain who created this Gold Master series.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Digital Eclipse's Gold Master Series 2, following The History of Karateka, or Karateka. And this is, of course, Llamasoft, The Legend of Jeff Minter.
That's right.
It's the Jeff Minter story, but they should have called it The Legend of Jeff Minter. And this follows this is their new interactive documentary video game that follows Jeff Minter, aka Yak, aka the man who has a long-standing beef with CJ.
I don't know about that.
And
Zap Magazine, apparently.
Zap Magazine. And it goes through, his early days making Commodore 64 games up to
Vic 20.
yeah. And so I've been going through that, watching the videos, reading the clips.
Wait, you're not done?
I'm not.
I'm not done either.
I'm finished.
Oh, did you go through the whole thing?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yep.
I'm savoring it.
Fired up the portal and
Oh,
savoring it.
nice.
I mean, you can only watch the videos and read the text.
I reread
Gotta
until
look
I
at
have
the-
it memorized.
The notes, the notebook pages that are in here.
Working on a one-man play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Digital Eclipse have been showing us their skills at making these sort of retrospective collections for quite some time now. The Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, Atari 50, obviously. The Karateka one, of course, we know was incredible.
Yep.
And this is just as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love how with this one, because I mean, I knew who Jordan Mechner was, obviously, and was a little bit familiar with the games that were covered, like the main ones, like Karateka, the main one, obviously, and Prince of Persia and everything to do with that. With Jeff Minter, like I think like a lot of North American gamers probably introduced to him with Tempest 2000.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like, it was really fascinating to learn about his actual history. And what I think to me was the most interesting, and I say this not having nearly the experience with UK and European game developers as I probably should to make such a claim, but we've talked about this on the show multiple times where, and it's been my experience with the few sort of British developers, especially that I've worked with in the past, is that a lot of them were very, very focused on technical achievement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
the gameplay a lot of times, it is a blanket statement, but a lot of times would come second to the technical achievement.
Well, I think the fact that like the whole like Commodore 64 demo scene
Sure.
was such a kind of prominent aspect, sort of grew out of that desire to sort of show off your programming chops by making the machine do graphics
Things
and
that it might not
sound
have
that
been
people
designed to
wouldn't
do.
expect.
Yeah, exactly. But with Jeff, it seemed to me very much the opposite. Now you guys haven't gone through the whole thing, but you know, and it's funny because being introduced to his work mostly through Tempest 2000
Mhm.
and of course the visualizers that he's worked on. You know, big fan of the Nuon music visualizer, and not really. I remember seeing that in CJ's cubicle when he had a Nuon at work. But
yeah.
no, the Xbox 360, obviously, and I think the Jaguar CD.
Yes.
But it would be easy to sort of put him in that category because those games are filled with audio visual tricks. You know what I mean? And just really interesting look and sound. But going back and really reading his history, I found it really fascinating because he's very much all about like an interesting gameplay element and then building around it. Which I just found it really fascinating. And experiencing some of his games. I mean, not all of them are bangers, obviously, but some good stuff in there. And it was also really cool to kind of see the germs of the style that you saw when you played Tempest 2000. You know, like even like the way the enemies would explode and the I'm calling them particles. They weren't particles, but
well, especially Grid Runner is
oh
so
my
Tempest 2000 y.
And like as you get further on and he like re-releases it on new consoles, you're seeing more, like I said, like the way that the enemies would explode and things like that, like very much prototypical stuff for Tempest 2000. And also getting to the point where the music visualizers too, and finding out that, I mean, that didn't seem like those were jobs to him. They were passion. Right, like it's something. Those things were something he says later on the documentary that he'd been dreaming about that sort of thing since he was a kid, doing something like that. So yeah, overall it was really great stuff. I think I liked it more than the Jordan Mechner one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Well, just because it's you know, it was a larger chunk of his, because I mean, you know, he's still prolific.
Yeah,
and they kind of end at Tempest 2000 in the documentary, and then it's just kind of like, and he's still been doing stuff for the last 30 years or 20 years. But
yeah, which is a little strange because we have Tempest 4000, we had TXK,
right?
We have Akka R, we have Polybius.
You kind of get it. It makes sense, and also they do it. There's a notification at the beginning of the game, the documentary, where it's actually done in partnership with an actual documentary that's being created. And you get the feeling that they didn't want to step on too many toes, because the final, like literally the final video you watch is about that documentary. So but I know it felt like a good stopping point. Anyway, I just found it really fascinating. I think they're even more in depth, which is weird to say because the Mechner one was so good. But it feels like they've gotten even deeper, like all those newsletters that he wrote and stuff like that, and they've got so many interviews in there with so many people. I loved it.
It's great. Of course, the first game I booted up was Tempest 2000, which I've played so many times before, and most recently on Atari 50. But it's just so enjoyable to play Tempest.
It's a great game
again. It's a fantastic game, and
so you jump when you get these, you jump around and try the different games first.
Yeah, I did that, and I did the Conix multi-system Mutant Camels game.
See, I absolutely go through the timeline.
You just played it straight.
Yeah.
I normally do. I certainly did with the Chronica one, but for this one, I did skip ahead and I loaded up one of his old games that he made for the Commodore 64, which I played back in the mid 80s. You know, I had a bootleg copy of it on my Commodore 64. I had no idea who Jeff Minter was. I had no idea the lineage of this game. It was just
You're more familiar with who cracked it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird loading up a Commodore 64 game without seeing the big scrolling who cracked this game. Shout outs to the other cracked groups, insults to to the crack groups you don't like.
Yeah.
But I played Hover Bover,
Right.
which is the lawn mowing game,
Right.
Yeah.
which
Which is a name I'd heard a million times, and I had no idea what that game was about.
oh really?
No.
It's about mowing a lawn. It's about
Yeah.
swiping your neighbor's lawnmower.
I
And
love
then-
that in between levels, he goes and steals a new neighbor's lawnmower every
Yeah.
time.
And you get a little,
That's funny.
boy, I'm just gonna Nick Roberts' lawnmower. He's a good chap. This delightful little conversational British lad talks. And then
Yeah.
you have to hurry up and mow your lawn before because the neighbor's chasing you around the screen,
And a dog.
and the dog trying to get their lawnmower back. So you have to hurry up and finish mowing your lawn.
That's fun.
And
Yeah.
it's still a fun little game. I played that game so much back in junior high. And yeah, it's still a blast to play. So
The
So I
games
did
that really
skip ahead and play that before diving into the documentary proper. But
the games that really took me were the Grid Runner games. I'd never played those either. And I'm a big Centipede fan anyway.
right.
And
Yeah.
they're just like they're fun takes on Centipede.
It
Like,
was interesting to me that, today when I did go back to the beginning and started looking at everything from the beginning, one of his first things was a Centipede,
Yeah.
version of Centipede for the VIC 20 or something.
Yeah.
which is how
And-
most of them started.
Yeah,
His
and it's
bedroom
like,
coders, right?
well, the fact that he's been iterating on that gameplay style has been amazing. Yeah, and I played the new Grid Runner that Digital Eclipse made.
I haven't done those yet. I haven't done the because none of those are sprinkled through the
Right.
documentary.
Well, there's only one, right? There's only
Oh, is there only one? Okay, well, it's not in the
It's not.
documentary anyway.
yeah,
So
yeah, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I-
play that.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. I thought it was interesting too that because again, bedroom coding was so prolific in the UK, especially once the Sinclair came out, but also at the Commodore and with him the VIC 20. But I thought it was interesting too that the whole llama thing was a brilliant way for him to differentiate himself from thousands of other kids who were
Oh yeah.
putting out, arcade game knockoffs. And I mean, the publishing houses back then over there were buying up everything they could to sell. And he really gave himself a brand probably before anybody would have called it that,
Yeah, that's true.
and he stuck with it. And I mean, it really worked for him. I have to say too, Phil, I had a similar feeling about the Commodore stuff every time you would see, because these documentaries, usually when they're talking about a game, they'll show you a 3D render of the official boxes.
Right.
And I'm watching, it's like, I'm pretty sure Commodore 64 games just came in packages with 100 other discs, all hand labeled. No,
Yeah.
but it's so weird to see, especially Commodore 64, because that's the one I have a little bit of experience with, seeing like the official boxes.
Oh, I
for those
know.
games. Like those games had official boxes.
I had a handful of games that I actually bought
Yeah,
for the Commodore back in the day, but yeah,
everybody I knew had a Commodore. I don't think they owned one legit copy of the game.
yeah.
the vast majority of games were getting at a disc copying party in the neighbor's garage. All the high school kids showed up. The one big event for me was one of my buddies in junior high had an older brother who was in high school, and one day, he had like a dozen of his friends come over to his house, and they all brought their Commodores, and they opened up the garage, and they had like 1 million power strips. Everyone had their Commodores plugged in. They all pulled out giant disc boxes full of bootleg games, and they were just trading and copying each other's discs. And I showed up.
with Apple too, because
Well,
Yeah,
same with everything.
Oh yeah,
very, very much the same. Like
Yeah.
all the games that I had for the Apple II were cracked games that
oh yeah.
copied onto discs. Yeah.
And I show up, the little junior high kid who had, just gotten his Commodore for Christmas from his parents in 6th grade. And all these very generous high school kids took pity on me, and they were just basically giving me all their extra discs that they had. So it was quite nice. It was a
That's
It was a
excellent.
touching little moment in the life of a young hacker.
Young hacker.
Turned me into the gunter that I am today.
Don't copy that
Mm.
floppy.
Well, I know that now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that in 1986.
Right. You thought
did?
that was the way you got games.
Exactly.
Right.
I wouldn't have played Hover otherwise.
Yeah.
How else would I have played the Great Gianna Sisters that had been hacked to replace the graphics with Super Mario Brothers graphics?
Yeah.
How else would I have played the Smurf game that had a chiptune version of Billie Jean as the background music?
It's great.
Anyway.
Made famous by the Smurfs.
Absolutely. I can't hear Billie Jean these days without thinking of a Smurf jumping over spiders. As Michael intended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really it. That's what I've been playing. Although, real quick, last week we were talking about the Analog Pocket
Mm-hmm.
and specifically the new little adapter cartridges.
I saw you did the label thing.
And yeah, we were lamenting about how it's impossible to see which one is which.
Yep.
There we go. Boom. There it is. TurboGrafx 16.
Nice.
There it is. Boom. Neo Geo Pocket Color. Boom. Atari Lynx.
There you
And
go.
boom. Game Gear.
Nice.
I got a little photo printer, a little Canon IV2,
Yeah.
which prints up little tiny photo stickers. So I just grabbed some logos off the internet, printed them up, slapped them on here. Now I know at a glance.
Yeah.
Analog, I understand why you wouldn't use the official logos
Sure.
because you don't want to get sued. But there's got to be some middle ground between this and putting a wee little embossed letter on your clear plastic case that you can't see.
Yeah.
You disappoint me, Analog.
Hmm.
But now I have these lovely things to play my games with. So
There you go.
huzzah for
There
me.
you Hmm.
And that's it. Good night, everyone.
Wait a second.
Jesus.
We've still
And that's
got
our
more.
show for this week. Thanks for tuning in.
We've still got more to talk about, Phil.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't said what I've been playing.
What, CJ, what have you been playing?
I know.
We're all waiting.
Oh, geez. Well, I will tell you, last
fellas.
year's best puzzle game of the year, Humanity.
Logic Art Grimoire featuring
No.
a new puzzle by Whimsical Phil.
No.
Oh.
Humanity came out on the MetaQuest this past week.
Oh, did it now?
So,
Never heard of it.
there's now a standalone game of Humanity on the Quest, which is very nice.
Does it work on the
and-
Quest 2?
It does work on the Quest 2 and Quest 3 and Pro. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the Quest 1. But
Should I
yeah,
get this?
I'll say yeah, Phil. I'll say yeah.
Well, I was going to buy it.
Or you can buy it if you like.
I mean, now that you offered.
But yes, of course you should buy it. Everybody should buy a copy for
Good.
their MetaQuest headset and enjoy Humanity in VR. I quite
Excellent.
like Humanity in VR. Obviously, I played a lot of it in the TV mode, but optional VR is also excellent. And on the Quest, the graphic style is a little bit different, just because on PS5 it had a lot of shading and shadowing and all that garage shading stuff, and the Quest struggles a little bit with some of that. So,
Oh, does it really?
so well, and also to get 1,000 little people on the screen at once, a bit of a challenge. I would say, but the development team did a great job on it. It looks great on the Quest, and I've been enjoying the heck out of it. Yeah,
Awesome.
on the MetaQuest headset. So
I'll
available
have to
now on
try
the
that out.
MetaQuest store, 25 bones US.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And then I played some Llamasoft Jeff Minter story, of course, as
So I
mentioned.
heard.
I guess staying on the Quest for a second, I played Swarm 2.
Oh crap!
Swarm
Is that
2
out
is
now?
out. Yes, it came out
Ugh.
a week and a half ago, actually.
Oh, I gotta buy that then.
Yeah. It Swarm is Spider-Man with guns, kind of. You use these guns to tether to surfaces and swing around. You do your rope, thwip around different
Oh,
environments
what a
and
relief it is!
shoot waves of enemies
That
in
was
the
a reference
original
for old people.
in the original game. In the second game, it's more of a roguelike experience where you do runs and you fight bosses, and there are different kinds of levels. It's much more varied in terms of gameplay style than the original Swarm, but still very fun. And it's one of those games I think that only VR people know about. Like it's one of those games that like if you don't have Quest, you have no idea about Swarm. But Swarm is such an excellent game. Should be played by everybody. More
It is a
people.
really
Certainly,
good game.
because it is so good. One of my favorite VR games. For
This
sure.
is the one I was talking about a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
where it feels like you should play it while you're sitting in a swivel chair.
Which I do. I play it sitting in a swivel chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do prefer standing and moving around when I play.
I can't do the standing thing. I'll fall over. Playing Swarm. I'd probably fall over. And
This is
also,
why I'm
since you're
lower to the
aiming
ground.
up,
Yeah.
I since I'm so tall, I would, run my controllers into the fan that's above me. So
Oh my god, my den downstairs has so many marks in the ceiling because it's very low ceiling.
Oh,
And my
really?
son got a Quest 2 a couple years ago,
Oh,
and
jeez.
boy, he just doesn't
In the-
doesn't seem to remember that the ceilings are a little low down there.
I mean, when you get in there, you don't remember. I
CJ?
have banged up my hand quite a few times before deciding to only play in the swivel chair.
Were
Yeah.
you actually playing with your VR underneath a ceiling fan?
Correct. Yeah, because
That's a bad idea.
having the fan on you actually alleviates motion sickness, VR sickness.
Can't
It's
you
one
get
of
like
the-
a box fan? Like, and
I mean,
put
I
it
could
in
I
front of you?
could. I'm not gonna,
I mean,
but I could.
There you go. CJ's
it just
defiant.
seems like
Yeah.
just setting up a bunch of mouse traps all around you, and
Oh, maybe I should do that too.
I mean, it'll keep you.
No,
It'll
I
train you
like.
to stay in a circle.
I actually like playing in the swivel chair. I can usually play for longer than if I'm just standing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Well,
Good.
good.
anyway, Swarm 2 is excellent.
I do need to pick that up. Swarm's a
Yeah.
good game.
And I've been playing more Helldivers 2, to the surprise and shock of nobody, perhaps.
So
Hmm.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought you were just
Go.
going to roll right past it, but
I'm not going to roll past it.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go. What were you
No,
going to say?
See what you have to say.
All right. Well, so they released.
No,
a
but I want to
new-
talk about something. So no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
They released a new premium war bond.
Real quick,
this
going back
week.
to Swarm.
They released a new premium war bond, and the war bonds in Helldivers are basically battle passes, but where you earn medals in the game and then spend them on items that are in the war bonds. But unlike your Fortnites and your other service games that do season passes, these don't expire.
Right. You mentioned
So
that
a
before.
new war bond is added. If you play the game 6 months from now and you want to unlock stuff in this war bond, you can buy it and start unlocking progression in it. So they
Okay.
never expire. They're always just going to be additive to the game. So this one is called Cutting Edge, I think, and it includes some really, really cool energy-based weapons. There's one in particular that I really like called the Sickle, and you don't have to.
It's pronounced cycle, CJ.
It doesn't take ammunition to fire it. The only thing, you don't expend ammunition. The only thing is you have to keep an eye on the heat level. If it overheats, then you do have to swap out the cartridge. But if you keep it at a level where it stays not overheated, stays within
Stays cool,
its cool zone,
not overheated. Whatever the opposite of hot is.
Then you can continue to fire it, and you don't even have to reload it. So you just continually fire it. It's great. I love it a lot. And then I started playing with the arc thrower, which is a energy-based weapon, and it throws lightning bolts. It's a shotgun basically that shoots lightning out of it, and really good for getting rid of automatons, the robots in Helldivers.
Socialist automatons, communist automatons,
Fascist.
I thought they were communists.
No, they're fascists.
It all means the same thing.
except in Helldivers, you were also from a fascist.
I was going to say, I thought it was
regime.
communist, but anyway.
No, I don't think so. Enemies of democracy. You see, these bugs and bots doing very anti-democratic
Enemies of
things.
managed democracy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're socialist automatons.
I
Yeah, Mike
said
in the
that's what
chat.
I said,
You said communist.
and then I said socialist.
Okay,
Actually,
It's
well,
all
I
the
wasn't
same
paying
thing,
attention.
I think I
right?
said socialist first, and then said communist.
Modern discourse has taught me that this is all the same thing,
I see.
and it's just people who have
Uh,
thoughts that I don't agree with.
It's all people who hate freedom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm still having a huge amount of fun with Helldivers. This is like an evolving campaign, and I think I mentioned like the way that it works is the community has different goals to liberate planets, and the enemy will advance on Super Earth, and you will be called in a major order to go ahead and protect planets that are in danger. And this past week they had a mission where you had to disperse termicide on these bug planets. So
what
they
is
had
it?
like this what
Termicide.
termicide, yeah, because the bugs are called
Oh.
terminids. Yeah.
That's okay.
So you were supposed to guard these 3 towers and unleash the termicide upon these planets. And the community did that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play before it had already happened, because there's so many people playing Helldivers 2 that the goals are being met before I can even hop in and play. And so yeah, they rewarded everybody 50 medals and whatnot, and they congratulated everybody on the successful determination of the bug planets because of the termicide thing. So the rumor is that something bad is going to happen now that you have spread the termicide. There's going to be a side effect, and
That's just what the woke left wants you to believe.
the termicide actually makes a new like mutant flying bug. And the funny thing is that they like released at a very like low rate. This flying bug started appearing in people's games as an enemy.
This is what I
And
wanted to talk about.
you see YouTube videos or people on Reddit like talking about how they saw flying bugs in their game, which are not normally available. It's like a low percentage spawn chance. And you get the whole community talking about this kind of thing. And in addition to that, apparently Helldivers are being killed by blue lasers just suddenly out of the blue. They will be killed by a blue shot that just appears and kills them. And this also is a rumor that it's a new race of enemy that you're going to have to fight. That they have started.
But aren't the
coming in with.
developers like denying all of this?
Yeah, the developers are having a lot of fun with it, saying
Yeah,
that no,
this is what
like,
I love.
There's no such thing as flying bugs. Everybody knows the bugs can't fly. Anyone who says the opposite is just a sympathizer with the Terminid scum. Yeah, it gets absolutely hilarious to watch this
It's great.
all happen. And the same thing with the blue laser, like attacking people. They deny it, which is hilarious to just watch. They're having fun with it, which is great. I love it. I love this whole meta game that has popped up around this game.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Big fan.
it's such a fun game too. It's so fun to play, even though I die a lot, as Mike can attest to. But I'm having a ton of fun with it, and we have gotten a group together to play on Saturdays. There's a Helldivers 2 channel in the Player One Podcast Discord. So if you're looking for people to play with, please join up on Discord. We're talking about Helldivers 2 and playing it. So it's good stuff. I know Greg, you and Phil will probably never play it, but it is a ton of fun. And yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Good.
Greg? What do you
I
got?
just been playing the Jeff Minter.
Just
thing.
Jeff Minter?
I mean, he did finish it.
That's right.
Technically, yes.
Went through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Because I'm dedicated.
I guess so.
I was spending too much time like a dragoning.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
A twiddling diddly, a twiddling diddly, a tweet.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias. Bill Mudron. Yeah, no,
I know him.
It's Hacker
That's not
Alias.
really a
Mudron.
Hacker Alias.
It's Bill Mudron, yeah. Who says, I've been sucked into Helldivers 2, the Helldivers 2 madness, and now I'm wondering what CJ's ship name is and if he's seen any blue lasers in the game yet. I have not seen any blue lasers.
Oh,
My my ship name is Martyr of Humankind.
whoa. My goodness.
Yeah. That's my ship name.
Did you name that yourself?
You can pick. It has different terms, yeah, that you can choose.
Oh, it's like me coming up with my own Picross puzzle.
correct. Yes.
Okay. Was poop one of the options?
Nope.
Jesus.
Oh,
I'm afraid not.
couldn't have been the martyr of poop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could have been. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias F Bully, who says, I'm a few weeks behind, but heard your repeated BioShock Infinite slander with the Judas trailer a while ago. What do you
Oh.
want from Judas to get the BioShock magic
That is a
back
few
that
weeks behind.
Infinite didn't give you? Personally, I love Infinite, but couldn't get into the first two games. Oh, okay.
Well, that would make sense though,
Hmm.
because for me, I didn't really like the combat in Infinite.
Hmm.
And I would go into more detail, but on it, it's been so long since I played it. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you exactly why anymore. But I
Part of
love
the
go
TV was
back.
A
I
lot
love
of
the combat in
Monster Closet
BioShock.
stuff in BioShock Infinite where it just didn't feel organic. It was just
Didn't we do a whole big show
We did.
that was just BioShock Infinite
Yeah,
back when
in
it first
fact,
came out?
you can go back and listen to that. I'll link to
Right.
that in the show notes.
Yeah.
We did a spoiler cast about BioShock Infinite. And
Yeah.
spoiler, we all hated it, I think.
Well, yeah. Anyway, but what I was getting at was if you didn't like the first two the mechanics in the first two BioShocks, it doesn't surprise me that you enjoyed Infinite gameplay.
That's true.
I mean, they did feel different, but otherwise, I thought Infinite's story was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
I
not a
loved
fan
the
of it.
setting. I loved the
hated the
setting. And I
final
love the
boss,
idea
too.
of the time travel stuff.
And the
but
final boss.
I
Bad.
couldn't even remember the final boss. It's been so long.
Yeah, I
There
don't
was-
either.
Part of the, I think, if I remember correctly, the final boss had like one last thing you had to do, but it wasn't explained to you at all. Like you could shoot at it, but then there was like something that you had to do at the very, very end that was not
You had to
explained.
reset your Genesis.
Yeah, you did.
You had to pull the
Greg knows
cartridge
what I'm
out,
talking about.
Yeah.
put Revenge of Shinobi in, and then yeah.
Yank it out while the power's on.
Yeah.
I could damage your Genesis, CJ.
I never did that.
I
Me
never
neither.
did
For
that
that
either.
reason.
I never had any games that did anything with that deal. But anyway, yeah, we didn't like BioShock Infinite. Judas, I want to see more about that. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like BioShock, but I want to make sure that it's not going to be the Infinite BioShock that it's more like. So, yeah. I think I'll wait for reviews or at least
Yeah.
more preview coverage before I start getting excited about that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Coffin Colors, who says Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I know you guys have fallen off of Final Fantasy over the years, but Rebirth is truly a breath of fresh air. Between the plethora of mini games and nostalgic retelling of the OG story, I'm having a blast. So I ask, any chance of giving this one a shot?
Probably
And
not.
the person who is going to would give this a shot is currently away from his microphone. It's Greg, and
Yeah.
he has said that he will be playing Rebirth. I believe he needed to go back and play the story
giving a
in
thumbs up.
between the remake and Rebirth.
Yeah.
Intergrade, I think, is the name of the side story in between. He wanted to do that before playing Rebirth. So yeah.
I've heard it's
He's gonna
very
give it a
good,
shot. I've heard it's good too.
but I just I don't care enough about Final Fantasy and specifically about Final Fantasy VII to
Yeah.
bother with it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I just have too much other stuff to play.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's great.
Final Fantasy VII Remake was awesome.
There you go.
And that's from
Yes.
a person who was ready to dismiss it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely be playing Rebirth. But yes, I tried to start Intergrade, but it's been so busy, and it is so busy here this next few weeks with family stuff that I played like 20 minutes of Intergrade. It was awesome, but I haven't talked about it on the show because it was 20 minutes. There's just not really anything to talk about yet.
Right.
But yes, I want to get through that, and then I will definitely be playing Rebirth. That's the next game on my to play list.
Nice.
Yes. Alrighty. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Brandiggs, who says CJ owned Beastie Boys' first album, License to 3. Did CJ also own
License
their
to 3.
fourth album, 3 Communication? If so, what are your thoughts on it?
But back
Dude,
up.
Wait a minute. Are you? I can't tell if you're joking.
No, we talked about this on the show. Weren't you there? I think you were there.
Oh, I don't remember this.
We talked about Columbia House and
Oh, right.
the
License to 3. Okay.
listings
right.
and thought it was
Right.
licensed to 3. Yeah,
That's right.
and not ill. And the thing about the fourth album, 3 Communication, is that I was not yet old enough to really be into the Beastie Boys and did not actually own either album. So I don't think I owned a Beastie Boys album until Hello Nasty.
So wait, is this
I think
this
License
tweet
to
starting
Ill
on a
was the-
faulty premise?
It is starting on a faulty premise because I never
Oh.
owned License to Ill.
Okay.
I think License to Ill was the only Beastie Boys album I owned.
Yeah.
But I enjoy tracks from both of them because they're good albums. And now I celebrate the Beastie Boys entire catalog.
Entire
But back-
catalog.
But back in the 80s when I was much, much younger, I did not have any Beastie Boys stuff. Yeah. So there you go. There's that. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Headcase Games, who says, what's the oldest gaming handheld you still use with some degree of regularity? For me, I'll say the Game Boy Advance Micro. Yes, it's tiny, but it's stupidly convenient.
The micro is
Um,
a cute little machine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I really like the micro.
I love the GBA micro. It's great.
I don't really use any of them anymore, especially since I got the Pocket.
Yeah, that's just it, right?
So
Here are my handheld systems as I am holding up the Pocket adapters
right,
to the camera. Yeah, I don't have much. I mean, my original Game Boy is in one of those display cases back there. I have it on in a permanent exhibit. You know, and actually a couple of my old Game Boys are in there as well, just as little works of art at this point.
Yeah, all my handhelds are kind of just on display down in my game room. I mean, they'll still work, and if I wanted to, I'd put some batteries in one and play it. But with the Pocket now, even with the physical adapters are great, but I mean, the thing runs so many cores that you can play pretty much anything you want on it.
Yeah. For me, it's the 3DS.
Yeah.
Because I
mean,
you still can't emulate that too well, and it's still a great system. It's fun to hold, fun system to play those games on. Yeah,
that would probably be my answer as well. I mean, I do still have my 3DS right here sitting on my desk. It is charged.
Yeah. Ready to
do
go.
I play it that often? Look, I mean, there's Greg's.
Yep,
right there.
Yep,
it's a great system.
Do I play it often? I do not.
No, but
I
could.
Here's
You could.
There's mine right there.
Nice.
You got that nice.
That's a great faceplate.
My Pokemon faceplate with all the red and blue sprites on there.
Yep.
I love it.
All right.
Yes.
Let's do this one from not Hacker Alias. It's listener Jason.
Oh.
Thoughts on the Princess Peach Showtime demo. Sword Fighter was fun once you got the sword. Patisserie was just so-so. Anyone planning on buying the game this Friday? I'm still lukewarm, but I'll probably use a voucher to pick it up.
If it ever gets cheap, I forgot there was a demo.
There's a demo, yeah.
To be honest, if it ever gets cheap, which is a Nintendo game, so probably not. I might try it, but I don't know. I should try the demo and see.
I downloaded the demo and didn't get a chance to play it because I was playing too much like a dragon, to be perfectly honest. That said, I'm getting it. It's one of those things where I'm just going to buy it. So
yeah, I downloaded the demo, didn't play it, but there's too much else I want to play right now, and so Princess Peach Showtime just kind of isn't on my radar at the moment. I think if impressions had been like really, really good for it, I would have dropped everything to play the demo, but I didn't see any like really glowing impressions. So
that's, and it kind of falls into that thing with me where I tend to buy most of the first party Nintendo stuff, especially if it's Mario.
Well,
connected.
it's gonna be quality. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game.
Right.
At all.
I'm just saying it's like one of those things where, there's a demo and I downloaded it, but I knew that I was going to buy it anyway. So I didn't feel super obligated to, I need to try this out.
Right.
Because I know if I wait a week or two or whatever, I'm just going to have the whole game anyway. So
yeah. Which I will.
I mean, it's pre-ordered. I have it ordered already. I'm just waiting for it to show up.
Ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's do one last tweet.
We did a lot of these this week.
I know. Yeah.
CJ is very excited about social media this week.
Well, let's do two more.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just do it.
I better shut up. The show's going to keep going forever.
Hacker Alias Mr. Nelson says, which vaporware console would you have actually liked to try. Those gray toilet seat pictures and hype of the Connex multi-system in the very early Semratical era of EGM intrigued young Mr. Nelson. First of all, I'm right there with you, Mr. Nelson. The Connex multi-system with the gray
plays a big role in the Jeff Minter story.
Yep.
Indeed. And also the they showed off like a chair with it too, that like
like a pneumatic chair
moved around.
Oh,
I thought
right.
was so cool.
I forgot about
And,
that.
Yeah, I would put the Connex multi-system high on that list for sure.
I don't know which
Kind of a cheat,
Yeah.
but I was actually a little excited about a Sega Neptune back in the day,
The Sega Neptune.
which
You
was
mean the hybrid Genesis 32X?
absolutely this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was, before we all kind of knew that the 32X was not terribly great.
Yeah.
I was.
the 32X was great. It was bad timing.
Was it great?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Glad we got that cleared up.
You know what though? It would have been worth it just to be able to have it playable without having to go through all the rigmarole of
Yes.
shoving metal pins into your cartridge slot and
all the shielding
Yeah.
and the
yeah.
and putting the cable in there the wrong way the first time, so all you got was the backgrounds that were being produced by the Genesis and nothing else. And
Exactly.
the two
Well,
wall
you have to-
warts.
You have to plug in the AV cord into your VCR because it wouldn't use the coax from the Genesis, right? Do you remember
I don't
that?
Remember that?
Yeah, so
No.
the Genesis had like a coax box, but if you bought the 32X and were expecting it to output there, the 32X was only compatible with the coax box that the Genesis 2, like the redesigned
Right,
Genesis
because the signal, the TV out was coming from the 32X.
Yes, correct.
Right.
So you had to, if you didn't have a new style Genesis and you didn't have that box, you had to use the RCA jacks and put it in your
Ugh.
VCR instead.
If it was a Model 1 Genesis and you were using a Model 1 Sega CD as well, you also had the mixer cable going
Yeah.
from the headphone jack
Yep.
from the front of the
Yes.
Genesis to the back of the Sega CD.
Yes, you
Is
did.
what I had for sure.
I had
Because
that,
that was the only way that system could output stereo.
Ugh.
It was. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah.
that was why that existed. So yeah, it was a bit of Frankenstein system. And when you, for as great as the Tower of Power, I thought it looked great, but for as many pieces as there were of the Tower of Power from the front, boy, the back looks like your entertainment center, because there were so many cables and so many power warts that you had to find spots for in the wall, which is why Sega sold its own power bar, but with very separated ports. But yeah.
Well, the other thing, because I worked at Babbage's when the 32X came out, we had so many calls about that coaxial in the AV box. Because the other thing of it was you needed that, and also Sega like didn't produce them, or like hadn't shipped Babbage's any of those for a long time, so they were always on back order.
I remember when that came out too, that I think it said it right in the manual that the I couldn't remember if it said that it didn't work with the CDX or that it was going to work with the CDX eventually.
Yeah, it didn't.
But I don't think they could get FCC approval.
Yeah,
because of the shielding.
Damn
Yeah,
shielding.
it was a bit of a
But yeah, the
cluster.
Neptune would have been a good system to have. I mean, I don't think back then I would have bought one. Maybe later as a curiosity.
See, I would have been too busy saving money for the Saturn at that point. So
That is true.
I ended up
already
buying a
spent the money on the
32X when they were
32X.
being clearanced at KB
Oh,
Toys.
I bought it at launch.
You did?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Virtual Racing and Virtual Fighter. Hell yeah,
Oh man. Okay.
I wanted those games. So
I did the same thing.
Wow. All right. I did not.
great version of Mortal Kombat 2. on that system.
Yeah. All right. Let's do. Let's do. We'll wrap up with this one from Benjamin Rivers, our good friend Benjamin Rivers.
It's probably
It
a
says,
CDC right now.
Hey P1P, I'm in the U.S. right now for GDC.
Welcome.
Why does everyone here talk funny and look weird?
Yeah, that is a good question.
That
Explain
is a
yourselves.
Extremely good
Oh.
question.
There's a whole lot of reasons, really.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, you're not going to expand on that? You're just going to say that? And
A whole lot
I
of reasons.
mean,
Whole lot of reasons.
a whole lot of reasons.
Our fast food culture. It's our
It's because we're still
devil
love
may
of
care
freedom.
our devil may care attitude.
Mhm.
Right? Am I right,
It's probably just all the freedom.
Phil?
We got too much.
We got too much freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't handle it all.
No.
It's just it's
Too much
too
freedom.
it's too much for our little brains to handle,
Yeah.
and it makes us talk all funny.
It does.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We have so many flavors of Mountain Dew at our disposal.
I know. Yeah.
Not to mention Oreos.
24 hours a day, different Oreos, different Dews, different Doritos.
Yeah.
You know, you can go buy like Lay's potato chips that taste like Doritos.
Mm,
Like
Those
if you
just
want the
Doritos?
great taste of a Dorito without eating a Dorito, go get a different potato chip. It'll taste like a Dorito.
That's
it's
weird.
all about options. Freedom.
Yeah.
Really.
As long as those options are Doritos.
All
There's
right.
so many things.
So many.
We have
I think that's
cheese
it.
in
Wait, this-
aerosol cans here.
This episode is just dying a slow, agonizing death. We really need to get to the end here.
Should we just cut it off?
I mean, CJ is the one reading tweet after tweet.
That's true.
Tweet
Oh.
after tweet.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on various social media platforms, but definitely Threads and X. And we also have an internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CDs, stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart. You'll find Generation 16 episodes there as well. A fantastic one about Game Ground is available right now, and you should watch it.
That's the one CJ watched, so you know it's
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
it's
you
good because
did.
I watched it immediately when it was made available.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I love Generation 16. It's true. I am a Patreon backer.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
good. Doesn't matter if you
And-
watch them, you give them the money.
Oh, hey, that's all that matters to me.
Yep.
And hey, on our website as well, you can find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on the show. And you can find a handy dandy little link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode and play Helldivers with me and some other listeners too.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. You can also, oh gosh. What do I usually say here? I blanked.
Yeah,
Had a
you
big
missed 1 week and
I know.
it's gone.
My goodness.
Hmm.
You can what? We're on Spotify.
Yeah.
Right? You can like us on Facebook. You can watch the video archives of our show on the YouTubes.
Yep.
.com/P1 podcast, or you can watch us live. It's coming back. You can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch. Are we on the Facebooks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You
The
can- you can watch it.
Twitch.televisions. I know we're on that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you? You can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. There's rumors that the PS5 Pro is coming out. And don't we deserve the PS5 Pro?
Okay.
I don't know.
Nah.
You know what, though? Your Patreon funds do, of course, help support our show. It keeps us streaming and all that stuff every Every week, all those costs that CJ has to juggle to keep this show afloat, lo, these many years.
How many years is it, Phil?
What are we at? 18?
17.
Is
and
it
a half.
17? We're just only 17. Never mind. We haven't been good. We're still youthful.
That's right.
Our show hasn't even graduated from high school yet.
It has not. No.
But I'll tell you what, friendos, if you are a Patreon supporter, we give back just as much as we take. If you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode that we record right after this. We play games crack-wise, having fun, doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ,
Yeah.
I know the answer because Greg asked it earlier in our Slack channel that the three of us have.
Yes.
But for the sake of our show's narrative, I'm going to pretend that I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Do we have a game for this week?
Well, hey, Phil, we do have a game for this week.
God, that's awesome! Yes!
Yes, we have one from our very good listener, Zachary Miller, who has sent us an after show game, and I did not see it. It eluded me in the inbox, and it's a Gorillas and Valentines Jeopardy game. That's
Gorillas and Valentines.
Yes, it's a quiz about fictional gorillas.
Like the band or the
No.
or the animal.
That might be one of the categories, I guess, but
okay.
We'll see.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Gorillas and Valentines.
That's
this
what it
sounds
says.
promising.
Yeah, that's the subject of the email anyway.
And I'm assuming
I don't know about how the Valentine's section really plays in, but he did send it on Valentine's Day.
okay, so this was at the time of submission timely. You just overlooked it.
I just dropped the ball. Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what?
We're picking up the ball and we're running with it. We're gonna
Valentine's is going into overtime in 2024, folks, because we all need a little extra love. So join us in the after show.
Yeah.
For Gorillas and Valentines, two of my favorite things, and I hope that they're two of your favorites as well.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this, if you have a couple bucks left over after all of that, why don't you go straight to patreon.com/Greg Seward and help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, home of Gain Ground, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $5 variety,
That's also cheap.
hi, Satan.
Hey, what's up?
Did you watch Gain Ground?
Oh, are you kidding? I love Gain Ground. I've always loved Gain Ground.
Yeah.
It's the only good game on the Sega Genesis.
I didn't expect that, but that's cool. You know what, man? I'm not going to yuck your yum.
You know what? I take that back. There was also the Ooze.
Mm-hmm.
The Ooze.
That'll be a wild thing. Hey, you know what? Fun fact.
What's that?
The Ooze was earmarked to be the pack-in for the Sega Nomad.
That is a pretty fun fact.
Yeah, I thought you'd like
I had
that.
a lot of fun learning that.
There you go.
This seems like a bad choice.
That's probably why they didn't do it.
But it's so much fun to say. The Ooze. Let me tell you something. If you get yourself a devil voice and say the Ooze, you're going to have a great day.
You get access to
Greg.
the weekly... Yeah.
Before you go into your weekly commute, what's your favorite Ninja Turtle movie?
My favorite movie is the first one. My favorite title is Secret of the Ooze.
That's a smart choice.
Yeah.
Mine is definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
But I'll tell you what.
What's
They
that?
both had banging soundtracks.
Oh, absolutely. You kidding?
Yeah. You can't go wrong with Vanilla Ice, is all I'm saying.
Go Ninja Go. Heroes on a half shell, they're on a mission. When there's a battle, got the enemy wishing that they stayed at home instead of fighting. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Goodbye,
get access to
everyone.
the Weekly Commute, which is a weekly vlog series where I talk about the different projects I'm working on, the current status, the challenges that I'm meeting, and anything else I can think of. I talk about CJ and Phil, mostly nice things, not always those. You want to tune in
Mostly.
for that. Well, you guys are mostly nice things, both of you.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm a very
Nobody's
nice
perfect.
thing.
Nobody's perfect. I mean, the
Nobody's
three of us
perfect,
get as
am I
close as
right?
you probably humanly could, but
No.
we're not perfect. Yeah, and I do want to thank everybody that the response to the Game Ground video has been very positive. Thank you so much for
Good.
that. And if you haven't gone and watched it yet, what are you waiting for? Go watch it. Find out how Game Ground is related to virtual racing.
What?
Who knew there was even a
Impossible.
connection?
Impossible.
But hundreds of people know now. We should get to 1,000. Anyway,
You one of the few?
I am.
Go become one of the many.
Yeah. There are hundreds of us. Let's make it thousands. But yes, thank you so much for your support. And if you're not a supporter, please consider doing so.
All the cool kids are.
It's true.
And me.
Got it. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah.
But you were thinking it.
Always.
Yeah. Is that
That's
it?
That's all I got.
CJ?
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Oh, absolutely. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Absolutely. And as always, a big old thank you to you. Yes, you. Nope, yep. You. Yeah. I know you're looking around right now, but no, I'm talking to you. And all of our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single darn one of you. As always, be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones, your friends, your family. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Spay and neuter your pets. That's going to be my new one. I'm stealing that from Bob Barker because he ain't using it no more. See, CJ's thinking about that one.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, we hope, my dear friends. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.